ECQ. Eagle Chicken Quest.
The farmer one day found an eaglet's egg, and he picked it up and took it over to the hen house and put it under one of his hens. And when all the eggs were hatched, the little eagle was hatched with all the other little chickens. And of course, immediately the mother hen begins to rear her chicks, as she often does, and the little eagle was treated exactly the same. And as he continued to grow, he assumed he was just a part of the family. He was another chicken among chickens. So he began to learn the things that all little chickens learn. He'd go around the barnyard and check for worms, and then when it came to flying, learned to fly maybe a few feet. First at very awkward, and then he got pretty good at flying only a few feet at a time. And this is the way he continued to live, just following the role of all the other chickens. And then one day, when he was much older, he looked up in the sky and he saw a beautiful, majestic bird riding on the winds. He turned to one of his friends and he said, "Who is that, or what is that?" His friend said, "Oh," he said, that's an eagle. They're birds of the sky." He said, "We're chickens, and we're birds of the ground." After the old eagle heard his friend tell him that that was a bird of the sky and he was a bird of the ground, there was a part of him that had been caught in that moment of seeing that bird in the sky that ignited a longing in himself to fly a few feet, to eat worms. The worms had never satisfied his hunger, and the flying never seemed to be enough. And he suddenly realized that he was facing a decision in his life. And that decision really was, do I continue to go on with life as I've always lived it, or do I do whatever it takes to fly like that bird? And so he began to ponder that, and he made a decision. He would rather try to fly like that bird than to simply accept the way he had been living. And so that's the decision he made. To fly. His life has changed forever.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Realize, realize, realize. Truth ECQ lies. Evil clandestine quarantine.
Philippines, my country, my homeland. Golds and flowers in her heart abound. Blessing, honor, faith did love bestow. Sweet beauty's grace and splendor's glow. How her charm so kind and tender drove the strangers to enslave her. My homeland in fetters kept, you suffered as we went. Birds that freely claim the skies to fly, when imprisoned mourn, protest and cry. How more deeply will a land most fair yearn to break the chains of saddest will. Philippines, my heart so burning fire, cradle of my tears, my miseries. All that I desire is to see you rise forever free. birds that freely claim the skies to fly, with increase and mourn, protest and cry. How more deeply will the land most fair yearn to break the chains of sad despair. Philippines, my heart so burning fire, cradle of my tears, my miseries. All that I desire is to see you rise forever free.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? But we know that the law is good, if a man use it lawfully. Evil clandestine quarantine. This is what ignorance of the law really is. It is the abuse and misuse of any power, any position, public or private, for the gain that it is not authorized for. Chief of all mischief. Imagine mischiefs in their heart. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. For senior citizens who are still productive, the right to live includes the right to leave. They cannot be locked down inside their homes and prevented from earning a living. To kill their livelihood is to kill them, period.
ang puso ko at buhay man sa iyo'y ibibigay. Tungkulin ko'y gagampanan na lagi kang paglingkuran. Ang laya mo'y papantayan, Pilipinas kong hirang. Ang bayan ko'y tanging ikaw, Pilipinas kong mahal. Ang puso ko at buhay man sa iyo'y ibibigay. Tungkulin ko'y gagampanan na lagi kang paglingkuran. Ang laya mo'y papantayan, Pilipinas kong hirang. Pilipinas kong hirang.
All rise, ladies and gentlemen. The Philippine National Anthem. Mabuhay. Thou art snared with the words of thy mouth. Thou art taken with the words of thy mouth. Original Spanish version, Marcha Nacional Filipina, 1899. Official Filipino version, Lupang Hinirang, 1958, revised 1963. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Rational Philippian version, Buhay I Langit, 2020. The Lord gave the word, great was the company of those that published it.